Hi, I am Kidger on Two Wheels, and today I'm again at MJ Pivot to finally test drive the new Tracer 900s. So, since what is important is to see this bike moving, let's do this real quick, front to back. Same tires as the previous version, went 2180, but now the stock tire is a Dunlop Sport Max. The inverted suspension has been upgraded, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. You have these halogen indicators and the LED headlamps. Actually, let me take a look at one thing while we let the engine warm up. Is it on? Is it on? Is it neutral? It is not in neutral. Let's go real quick here. Just get... Okay, so it is a pirate bike, with this being the low beam and the other one being the high beam. Also changed, the windscreen is different with a brilliant adjustment system. I'll show you while riding. The handguards are different, they are simpler, less transformer looking. The clutch is now assisted and limited slip, forgot to say that in Portuguese. The handlebars are a bit thinner, I think it's 5 centimeters.
O ajuste do banco.
Ah, okay.
Sabes?
No. The seat is adjustable. No, okay.
Tiramos o banco traseiro.
You get the rear seat out.
Depois tem aqui uma patilhazinha que nós tiramos.
Ok.
E depois é o encaixe do banco. Temos que puxar esta base mais para trás. E o encaixe é feito à frente numa posição mais acima e atrás uma posição mais atrás. E isto já vai permitir que o banco fique mais alto.
Ok.
E com esta altura mais alta do que o original. Alto ou baixo?
Baixo. Cool. So that little adjustment gives it some 3, 4, 5 centimeters extra or lower. So that was the seat adjustment. I did not know that was possible. I'll try to stick that into the Portuguese video too. So test number 1, and straight off the bat, let's put her out of her elements by going into these little inroads. I'm now in standard mode. I've tried it in B, and in B works absolutely fine. B is the weakest of the engine modes, and it is for rain or for when you want a really relaxed ride. All the power is there. The bike just takes a little while to give it to you, so it makes it very manageable indeed. So I'm going to do a small test. I grew up in these neighborhoods, by the way. My house was behind that building, and I had a friend who lived there. So I know all of these little roads, that's why I came here. I also know the pavement here hasn't been repaved since, well, my childhood. I literally know these potholes. And there's a little off-ramp. I wonder if this is still passable here. That would be cool. Well, yes, it is. Do I want to go with this one? No, I don't. So, yeah, as you can see, it is agile enough. Much more agile than I was expecting such a big bike to be, because this is one of the big ones. This is a liter bike. Although, actually, it isn't. It has the performance of a liter bike, but the engine only has a displacement of 851 or something. So that's why it's so light and agile. Yamaha cheated a bit. It's not quite a big bike, but it's not a middleweight. It's a middleweight with the performance of a heavyweight. So, oh yeah. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be clumsy. The original Tracer was a bit clumsy at these speeds. The original MT-09 was clumsy at these speeds. You never quite felt you were in control, and you were always scared that if you looked at the accelerator the wrong way, you would end up in a stretcher somewhere. Not this one. This one works perfectly fine, as you can see. That's why I'm doing these little well, it's nearly parking maneuvers. See? As soon as you get used to the accelerator, because it is more sensitive than my Tracer 700, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. And this is standard mode. It's not even a bigger mode. And I'm not cheating by using a higher gear. I'm going around here in second gear. So I am doing it as hard as I can, and the bike is working, just doing what it is supposed to be doing. So on that one, you can rest assured that this bike can work easily as a normal ride. It's not just one of those super performance rides that then it's very hard to control and cope with at low speeds. And then as soon as you're out of sight of someone, you have this magnificent roar to push you along. In standard? I am in standard, just checking. Second gear and full throttle. Thing is, this is the only disadvantage, which is the great advantage of this bike, which is its awesome engine, is that it is so awesome that you just don't have time to have fun with it. It just catapults you to the next intersection instantly. This is like a teleportation device. You're okay, I am here after this roundabout, I'm here before this roundabout. If I roll this thing, when I finish rolling, I'm at the roundabout, see? Here I am at the roundabout, and it's time to brake. That can be an issue. That's why I said it's out of its element here. Its element is wider, longer, winding roads. These small roads are more the element of my own Tracer 700, or in this particular case, even smaller bikes. But it needs to work here, and it does. It does work here fine. I'm going slowly on purpose. I'm not trying to get you guys to fall asleep. And I'm not showing the performance of the bike. I'm showing the performance of the bike of something that's usually forgotten, which is normal riding. What's the point of having a 150 horsepower adventure bike when you can't ride it in town? When it's really hard to control when you're going around, puttering around in town. That's stupid. So I feel this is a valid part of a test ride on this one. Just see if you can ride along with it, and you can. 6th gear, 57 kph. Can I keep it here? I can. Complains a little bit, but not that much. It's going like, don't ask me to go full throttle, but I can keep this up. So you can just keep your 6th gear here and just keep going. Cool, very cool. I was not expecting that. I love this. I seriously love this system. I'm not sure if I showed it on the walk around, but I love this little system here. It's awesome. If you're hot, you bring it down in instantly. Oh, cool. 2nd gear. Whoa. Whoa. That is some roar, lady. Woo-wee. Oh, wow. I was a bit scared with it breaking traction while trying to accelerate in cornering, but that pavement is notorious for being very slick with very low levels of grip, and so I was a bit wary going up, but man, that got my heart racing and I didn't actually do much. Oh, by the way, if you want to know the top speed, I think it is limited to 225, because I did try it previously without sound. The microphone died, and it's rolling, and I hope the microphone isn't dead this time. And it did 225, and it just wouldn't budge from that. So the top speed is limited to 225. More than enough. It just accelerates like a mad girl all the way up to 200 and something, and then finally it starts tapering off. But the rate at which it tapers off tells me that there's still more to have. I would say if you remove this electronic limitation it will very likely reach 230, 240, something like that. I doubt it would reach 250, but it might. It just might. I don't know. Anyways, as long as it reaches 200 at a decent clip, that's really all you need. You don't really need all that much. You might like to take it to 299, but that's what the super sports are for, not this. But yeah, see, works fine on these little jaunts around town. It just works fine. Now it's time for a bit more sporty, and it is also time for the test track. Here we go, the test track. Now, like all adventure bikes, let's try standing up. Well, the standing up position is much like my Tracer, which is not that good. You can ride it standing up, but it is clearly a road bike, and it shows when you try standing up. It doesn't try to disguise itself. There's a reason why Yamaha sticks this one and the other Tracer as sports touring. It's not trying to cheat you. This is not an adventure bike, period. Yamaha herself tells you that. This is a sports touring bike, and let's go into A mode. It even sounds different. Let's see, I'm going to brake here, give a bit of space. Let's start in B and hear the roar when I accelerate fully. Second gear, okay, I think this is enough. Hear it. Did you hear that? Now let's try the same in A. Let's try the exact same thing, second gear. Same thing in A mode. 3, 2, 1. It even sounds different. You'll see me going off and on the throttle a lot in A mode, because it is very, very sensitive, the throttle like this. It's like your wrist is wired directly to the throttle on the bike. Your hand is like a poor translator. It's completely direct. And I'm only using the low revs. I'm not sure if you noticed that, but these are only low revs to keep this beast under control. Let's go into the high revs. Third gear. It just sings along. Whoa, careful, baby. Thing is, if I get excited, I default to my usual controls on a 76 horsepower bike, and it just shoots me forwards. You can't be ham-fisted about this bike. She will kill you if you do that. This was like 10% throttle. 5, 10, 30, 40, 50, 100. That's just insanity. Pure shoot. Holy cow. Well, the brakes are good. Oh, that was awesome. Can I do that again? No. That was great. Woohoo! Wow, that was fun. Ah, good lordy, I enjoyed that one thoroughly. That is something that one up ahead does not do, the Africa Twin. It gives you fun, but in a different way. Holy crap, my head is hurting now. Seriously, I have a headache now because of this. Oh, my blood pressure, good lord. Please don't try this one if you have heart conditions. Now let's see traction control going on and off, okay? Because here, if I throttle it, it will. So something will light up here. I was not touching the throttle, I was just keeping it stable. It was doing this by itself. And do you remember the old traction control on the other Tracer, which was a bit seesaw? The old traction control was horrible. Well, it was fun in its own way. Go check out the other video. But the old traction control on the old Tracer was very on-off. You would pin the throttle, the front would start to raise, and I'm going to change. How do I change the traction control? It's here. Do I have to be stopped to change the TCS? I'm going to try it. No, I'm not. Just keeping it 1. But whatever, even in 1, what happened was the front started to lift, the traction control would activate and would just dump the throttle and dump the bike on its front wheels. And then it would activate again because, well, the problem was fixed, and it would go back again. So you would pin the throttle in 2nd gear and the bike would go like wonk, wonk, wonk as it fought itself, as the traction control fought the engine. While stupid, that did give it a bit of character. It was fun seeing the bike, the engine trying to go let's go, and the traction control fighting it and saying no. In this case, now they work together. The traction control is much smoother. It just cuts the throttle partially for you to regain traction, and you don't feel that much. So under that is awesome. It's very, very nice. On the rear, the traction control does allow small drifts, as you saw back there. I did give it a bit of a sideways edge, but then it grabs the rear of the bike and it seems to bring it back. So I'm not sure if I want to try it here because the speeds are too high, but maybe on the exit of some roundabout I'll try it. You guys tell me if you see any lights going up, huh? Just shout, I'll hear, or not. I'll probably notice it in post-production because now I'm not looking at the instrument cluster, I'm looking up ahead. Is it A? It is A, TCS 1. This is one of those that just corners as if it's on freaking rails. And now, even in A, you can have fun and it's still controllable. Holy crap! That was 30% throttle. I tried full throttle, not a good idea. This does give you a lot of confidence, it does. But unfortunately, like all bigger bikes, this road in particular is a bit too small for it, at least for the engine. Cornering wise, it's a great little road, but engine wise, you're always just puttering along, because otherwise you're just full throttle, full brakes, full throttle, full brakes. This one requires bigger roads for the engine. The bike itself can do this road easily. Let's turn around here, and this is becoming quite a long one. And brake, slow and left. Let's go spin around up there. I had to brake, and this isn't even a corner, it's just a little kink in the road. Man, this bike is... And I'm using 5.7 liters to 100 kilometers, driving like an idiot. Not bad at all. I should have seen what the average was before I started doing sporty riding. You're fine? You're fine? He's fine. Let's go around. This is not a bike to go up that one to see what it is, although maybe it can, but carefully. This is again a sports touring bike. It is for touring. It'll do the occasional dirt path. Any bike can do it, even a 50cc Vespa will do that. But not much. This is not more than that. This is a sport bike on high heels. and now it is a manageable sport bike on high heels. You can ride it slow, or as I'm about to try, and I hope not crash horribly, or you can go fast if you want, which is an improvement over the old one. Improvements over the old one: I prefer the cornering on this one. The suspension is no longer that stiff. It is a much more smoother ride, and it even manages to corner better than what I remember from the old one, which means a much improved suspension. Not just slightly improved, but much improved. It's much stabler on cornering. The engine is more manageable. The whole power is there, but it's no longer a rocking horse. The brakes are awesome. I'm not sure if they're improved from the old one or not, but they are very good, very good, as you saw. Meaning they are tuned for this engine. Thank God, because this engine goes a lot, so it needs a lot of braking. And it has it. The gearbox is super smooth. It's awesome. Ah, that went well, finally. And again, I don't push that much. I just push what I'm comfortable with, because this is not my bike and I can't afford to crash, okay? If I was an actual journalist, probably with my own insurance, I'd probably push more and only be worried about my own body. I have to worry about my own body and my own wallet. So that's why I don't push on these bikes. Well, not that much. But this one, here, awesome. The engine requires a bigger road, and that's the only problem, but that's on all liter bikes. They require bigger roads to really push the engine. On this one, you climb all of this in second gear. You don't really need to change gears. I actually did it in thirds. I did fourth, third. That could be in second, but what the hell? Any gear would do. That's the only thing, the only issue with these liter bikes. But this, it leans and it stays. As you saw, it just stays there. The other one was a bit more nervous here. Maybe it's because they shortened. I think they did a lot of things to try to fix the wobble on the bike, which means lengthening the rear swing arm, and they shortened the handlebars so that input wouldn't be so harsh, and they simplified the handguards, because maybe it was turbulence from the handguards that did this, and it worked. There's no wobble. I've tried it. There is no wobble whatsoever at any speed, no matter how ridiculous it is, even with crosswinds. And it's just an awesome bike. It just corners like a dream. It's like a side effect. When they finished fixing the wobble, I can just imagine them getting to the test rider. Go see if there's a wobble now. He comes back and he says, listen, it's awesome. The bike now is perfect. It is such a nice bike to ride. Seriously, it is. It's such an improvement over the original one. I feel kind of sorry for the ones who have original ones, because in the used markets, the original ones are going to devalue like a million bucks, because this, everything has been improved. It's amazing. They just went back to front to back and just improved everything they could. It even looks better. I think it looks better. Some people prefer the old looks, but I really dig this look. Even this color, this very ugly gray from Yamaha. Seriously, I don't know what you guys were thinking. This is the only bike where this actually works, because it has the contrast with this white panel here. It just works beautiful. I am really astonished at this bike, and I was thinking I was going to like it, but it is not a bike for me because it is too much. And unfortunately, I have to say I was wrong. And yes, I would buy this one if only I could afford one, and I can't. Because yeah, I would buy the GT version of this. I really would. I can't because I don't have enough money. But I would. In a heartbeat. It is an awesome bike. It is a bit tiresome because of all the power on the hands, but that's only until you get used to it. And so that's it. Cage routes.